Welcome to the Bald Brad Show. In this Sunday episode, we have a clip here of a teacher who, quote, wants to burn down the system after being exposed for their woke indoctrination. For those of you that are new to the Bald Brad channel, I'm a high school math teacher myself, so as an educator, I'm going to be reacting and commentating on this clip here from Project Veritas. As always, support us by hitting that like and subscribe button. With that being said, let's go ahead and play the clip.
Trust me, I want to burn down the entire system. The only thing that's a problem here is that House Bill 1775 or something, I can get my license revoked for it, for being too woke. I broadcasted it too much last semester. So.
Yeah.
Eventually you want to remove Christianity from, or religion from progressive thought, because religion is inherently hierarchical.
Deep inside the Sooner State in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we caught up with an 8th grade English teacher from Will Rogers High School who still prides himself on his radical activist fame on TikTok more than he does teaching the students.
I have a rather large TikTok following. Yeah. I'm an authority figure, so I'm going to give out a Christmas message of hey, if your parents don't love and support you for who you are this Christmas, them, I'm your parents now. Sure. I love you. Drink some water. Proud of you.
What's wrong with that?
I said the word.
Yes, that is Tyler Wren, who used to be known as Tyler Parks. He used to teach at the Owasso 8th grade center until he resigned last April after these TikTok videos were highlighted by libs of TikTok.
Hey, if your parents don't love and accept you for who you are this Christmas, fuck them. I'm your parents now.
I do want to pause it there because we did cover this specific clip on the Bald Brad Show, which was highlighted here in this very segment of Project Veritas. And he says, and he thinks that it's because he said the F word, that this is why it created much hysteria on the social media platforms, which isn't the case. And that's not what we even talked about here on the Bald Brad channel. What we said was, you said, I'm your parents now, of which you're not. Again, I'm an educator. I am not your son or daughter's parent. I'm not there to inculcate certain morals or values within them because I don't know what values and morals you want me to inculcate within them. So that's not my job. Furthermore, my job from the state is to teach certain standards of which a state wants regarding mathematics. That is my job. Can we teach them respect and kind of the basic foundations of what it means to be a good human being in general? Yes. Be respectful, show up to class on time, turn in your projects and your homework on time. The same things that we've always been taught within the education system. But when you start going in the realm of you're somebody else's parent now, of which they already have parents, you get into a really weird realm. But it makes sense coming from the progressive left because they think it's okay to have a secret agenda, this woke indoctrination taking place in the classroom without parents' knowledge, and the kids are being fed all these things. And he thinks he's some sort of authority figure and that it's okay to post something like that on social media. I don't have a problem with educators going on social media, such as myself, having their own YouTube channel, their own show, and all these things, but not going in the classroom teaching all the things that they do on their show or on their libs of TikTok platform and all those things. I don't teach conservatism. I don't teach what it means to be a Republican inside the classroom. I teach mathematics and statistics. That's all I teach. Now, do we get in the realm of certain other subjects like personal finance, government, or U.S. history from other classes? Absolutely. And there's a conversation to be had about politics within those classrooms. But if you're doing that, you have to be unbiased as much as possible as an educator. But again, that's not what he's doing, and that's not what the progressive left is doing. And I'm telling you as an educator, there are good teachers out there that are not trying to indoctrinate your children, regardless if they're Democrat, an anarchist, a progressive left, an independent, Republican, conservative. There are good teachers out there that just teach them what the state wants, and that's it. Not trying to be your son or daughter's parent is not what we're supposed to be doing, but that's what he clearly thinks he should be doing.
I'm proud of you. Drink some water. I love you. Bye.
Parents were outraged. Many took to the internet.
Talk posted by a now former Owasso 8th grade teacher is getting national attention for his pro-LGBTQ stance. It's what he says about parents that's made some upset. This is in the middle of a proposed law putting limits on sex education in schools.
Well, thank God he's out of this school in this district, but who the hell knows where he's going to wind up next and indoctrinate those kids?
Well, our undercover Project Veritas journalists found him. Tyler got a new teaching job in Tulsa at Will Rogers High School, home to some 927 students, about 11 miles away from his previous school. Tyler still doubles down on his anarchist beliefs.
I mean, I don't know how. I'm pretty far left.
I am an anarchist.
home of the Ropers, the Will Rogers High School dating back to 1939, was renovated to become a state-of-the-art college prep facility for students and teachers. Will Rogers College, Middle, and High School provides all students with opportunities to develop the academic, social, psychological, personal, and critical thinking skills necessary to get to and through college and to prepare them for career and personal success in a global society.
They couldn't stop you. Obviously, you're teaching, so that's
No, they definitely couldn't.
Yeah. Well,
Owasso was like, they were super, like, they didn't want to stand up for the parents, which I get.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Oklahoma, so what are you going to do?
yeah.
It's Oklahoma, so what you're going to do? Again, it's this person thinking that they're above the parents. And I'm not saying parents know everything, right? Just as an educator, we don't know everything. But that's not what people are upset about, man. Again, you think that the parents are out of line when you are the one, in fact, out of line, where you're telling parents out there that you're their kids' parents. That's a weird thing to say. And for you to get this kind of backlash and not be able to reflect and evaluate as an educator that that wasn't okay, that's where the problem's coming from. And according to Project Veritas, it seems like you are doubling down on your ideology rather than going, hey, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. I will make sure that I don't go outside the realm of what the state wants in terms of me teaching the standards. And you would have been fine. Again, it has nothing to do with you being progressive left, has nothing to do with you being a Democrat. Again, any sort of political lines. People just want you to teach their son or daughter the academics so they can be successful in the classroom and go to a good university or get a good job, according to what the college preparedness or preparatory school wants. So again, I as an educator to an educator, man, you got to figure it out because you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm not saying you aren't teaching the classroom, but you are pushing some sort of secret agenda of which you were talking about in the first place.
But they definitely didn't, like, nothing went on my record. Like,
Good,
you know, I could resign instead, so it didn't, like, garnish my teaching experience.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Well, I'm glad you're in the fight.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Tyler's 2021 social media was filled with praise for the devil and anti-American rhetoric. Now, he deleted that content, prepping for his new teaching job. However, his TikTok page backdoors his secret curriculum. Here is a list of books that Tyler wants to hide from parents on his TikTok link tree. And here, he also claims his wife could put a hex on people. Now, Tyler's recent TikToks attempt to portray him as just an alternative teacher, dabbling with wearing neckties and mocking accusations that he indoctrinates his students. Over the summer, Tyler asked for money via GoFundMe to purchase, quote, inclusive young adult books for his classroom, while wearing elaborate costumes, including dressing up as a millennial Coraline from the movie.
I will say Gen Z is, like, super progressive.
Oh, I know.
I taught in Missouri last year, not last year, but 2 years ago. I taught a philosophy, like, 101 class. We took a political quiz. Half the kids were, like, radical progressives.
Yeah.
I am definitely not part of Antifa.
Yeah.
As a joke comment.
Yeah.
And they latched onto it like, oh my God, it's Antifa.
Despite his denials of being an Antifa sympathizer, Tyler sure talks like he supports the radical agenda. The Antifa movement is defined by the Anti-Defamation League as being, quote, a decentralized, leaderless movement composed of loose collections of groups, networks, and individuals. Because there is no unifying body for Antifa, it is impossible to know how many adherents are currently active.
The only thing that's a problem here is that House Bill 1775 or something, I can get my license revoked for it, for being too woke.
But I think it's,
You know what I mean?
You're not overly, there's ways to.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, trust me, I want to, like, burn down the entire system.
Yeah. There's ways to introduce these ideas without broadcasting it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
No, I broadcasted too much last semester. So.
Yeah.
Hi, Tyler. This is James O'Keefe, House Bill 1775. I can get my license revoked for it.
Sir, I don't talk about religion in my classroom.
You don't talk about religion in your classroom.
I do not. I teach English.
You did say here that you could get your license revoked for it. Why would you get your license revoked?
If I speak about religion in the classroom, I can get it revoked, yes.
Okay.
But I don't.
You've never talked about religion in the classroom.
Never.
The only thing that's a problem here is that House Bill 1775 or something, I can get my license revoked for it, for being too woke. I broadcasted too much last semester. So.
Yeah.
Once again, secret curriculums are pushed by radical teachers that are not being transparent with you about what they teach your children. That's a problem that must be confronted in our country. We want transparency.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. I agree. Again, as an educator, be as transparent as possible. And especially when you're talking to kids in the classroom, a lot of times they do go home and tell the parents what you said. And sometimes they do misconstrue what you say, that you never said that, or get the wrong idea. I mean, this stuff happens all the time. But as long as you're just teaching the base curriculum, you should be totally fine. You're going there to just do a job to, again, help these kids within their academics so they can move on and be prepared for when they go to college or something else within their academics. So, I feel bad for people having to deal with this, because there are, and I've heard this myself, there are progressive left who think that they're not being indoctrinating or not performing indoctrination upon your kids. They don't think CRT's in the classroom. They laugh about it, but then they go and they do teach these very things. And I've heard people say that socialism is good. Communism isn't that bad. I've shared about that a lot here on the Bald Brad channel. But I'm glad Project Veritas is exposing this, because teachers, yes, need to be held accountable, but they need to be brought back to what their job was in the first place, of looking at those state standards, making sure they meet those state standards, and helping kids and children just be successful within their academics. I know I'm repeating myself, but I don't understand as an educator why there's certain teachers out there that think it's okay to push a certain agenda upon somebody else's kids. That to me is so weird. And regarding the books that he's trying to get, now to be fair, I don't know what it means to have inclusive books for young adults, because I don't know what he defines as being inclusive. That doesn't mean it's gender identity or gender indoctrination or CRT or certain books like that. Maybe he just looks at inclusive as something that meets his entire classroom as a whole, as making sure that it is able to connect with every single student. Again, I don't know. I don't want to jump through and misconstrue what his belief system is. And again, I don't care that he's an anarchist or progressive left. As long as he's helping his students, that's all I care about, without pushing woke indoctrination, without pushing CRT, this whole trans, everything like that. That is not our jobs. If it is our jobs, then please cite within the state standards where we're supposed to be teaching that. Because as far as I know, it's nowhere to be found. But folks, as always, again, I just want to show you that there are good teachers out there. There are a lot of good teachers, so don't hate everybody. But I think it's okay for teachers to have social media like I do. I think it's okay for him to post whatever he wants on social media. I personally don't even think he should have been fired or had to resign. I think all they needed to do was talk to the guy and say, hey, look, this isn't what you should be doing. This isn't what we want you to do. Go ahead and fix it. And we'll put out a public address saying, hey, we spoke with this individual. They're going to correct it. They're going to make sure they don't do it again within the classroom, and things would have been fine. But now you're going to another institution. You want to burn down the system. You want to do this or this, and you're afraid that your license would get revoked. But why would you be afraid that your license is going to get revoked if you're not doing those things? Like, I'm not scared that I'm not going to be a teacher, because I teach just mathematics. It's really hard to stray into the political realm with mathematics. I know some teachers do it, but you're just there, again, to teach this, and then you go home, and that's done. That doesn't mean you can't have a nice relationship, a professional relationship with your students. You can't have a good repertoire or a reputation with them. That doesn't mean that. You have to be an example to your students of professional. Yes, you can have sidebar conversations with them. Hey, what are you doing this weekend? You doing anything fun? How was your weekend? Every Monday and Tuesday, I open up with, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun? Thursday, Friday, are you going to do anything fun this weekend? How's work going? Because I teach mostly seniors. Perfect. Hey, how's your coworkers? How are you handling this situation? Nothing in that realm has to do with teaching morality or indoctrinating them, pushing a woke indoctrination, gender identity, nothing like that. So again, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I'm glad Project Veritas is doing their job. There are good teachers out there, folks, so don't hate everybody. And just because they have a social media posting and they're posting something as an educator online that you don't like, doesn't mean that they're teaching in the classroom. I'm a prime example of that. I do literally a show here every single day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, we do politics on Sunday as well. But none of this, as far as what I'm talking about here on my show and social media, gets talked about at all inside the classroom. So as always, folks, make sure you support us by hitting that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you tomorrow here on The Bald Brad Show.